Iron Commanded Death Bow. You can, as you can see, use this at level 32. That's why I told you you can start with Siege Ballista. You need a little bit higher level to have the requirements to wear it. The best is to go to your Hardy station and craft this 1% increased critical strike chance per 4% dex. Then you put 30% quality on that bow. You want high attack speed. The other two nodes are not that important. High physical damage is nice too, because we're converting physical damage to cold damage. We're also gaining physical damage per 25 dex, and as you can see, 1 extra Siege Ballista every 200 dex. If you don't want to spend for, what is it, T4 Haylock 30% quality weapon, you just go to your Blood Altar, to Einhar, to the Menagerie, and buy a Kick Exile, I think it is, which gives you 30% quality as well, but it will corrupt the item. So just get everything done before you know you will never touch or change this weapon again. And then you just put it on. It's a cheap thing, I think 5 to 15 chaos instead of 2 divine or whatever. Well, and the next item you need is the Poise Prism. You can see this. This is the normal one. It gives us a cold damage per dex, and the other two stats doesn't matter. The resistance is nice to have, but as I said, you can have point blank on this. It's this one. It's the corrupted version. You're getting point blank, so you can remove the point blank from your tree and then have an extra skill point. If you want to go off the top, you're taking this one. It's point blank plus bow attacks fires an additional arrow. Later on we will have 20 to 23, 24 Siege Ballistas. Everyone shoots, I don't know, 12, 13 arrows. So, and everyone splits in 3. That will give you a nice boost. If you can't afford it or find any, because they're super rare, go with flat cold damage with bow attacks instead of bow attacks fires an additional arrow. It's similar DPS. Then we're having this one. You want to wear this at 62, gives you elemental damage, a little bit life from the intelligence, but that's not really, that doesn't matter. Also, you want to with a high critical strike multiplier, and you be getting 15% more dex if strength is higher than intelligence. So that means your strength always need to be higher. If it isn't, well, you're losing 50% dex. And guess what? We are a dex stacking build. We're stacking dex. To optimize this one, I know, you can't go with a double labyrinth enchantment. I know, it's just for showcase. I told you I'm lazy, I don't want to make too many items, so you can go with Sniper's Mark, 30% increased curse effect. I think that's the best option. Or Siege Ballista 50% increased attack speed, which is similar, close to, not as good as Sniper's Mark this season, but it doesn't really matter. You want socket skill gems, get a 90% cost and reservation multiplier on that. Why? Because if we do it, we can get rid of Enlighten and put another support gem in, which gives us another nice damage boost. And if you're gonna go mad, you're taking this with +2 level of socket cold gems, because our hatred, etc. will benefit from this, or you're going with +2 of socket aura gems. Will work as well, but to find those, good luck. The next item is we're going with the Brisk Web Sun Leather. Yeah, it's not strapped leather anymore, and they nerfed it a little bit because we can't get Wild Wrap anymore, but it's still working. 15% dex and 1% increased damage per 15 dex. What else should I say? If you want to go goody, you're going with +1 socket or +2 projectile gems or both of them. That would be a nice push as well. You want a Siege Ballista gem level 21, because if you get one of those stats, it goes up to level 22 and you're getting a free Siege Ballista just from level 22 gem Siege Ballista. And later on we're going for a self-made or self-crafted grasping mail with fractured attack speed per 25 dex, which is insane. It will make them shoot so fast. My builds are always make me and my guild or party member lag. When you get the fracture, you're just throwing a sense of sorrow. Defending a sense of sorrow will always give you dex flat, because remember, we're dex stacking build, and you want some maximum life. At the end, we just craft all attributes on it from the crafting bench. With the implicits from the Searing and Eater, I go with Hatred. It's the perfection roll, so it can't go higher, and it's a nice crit multiplier for attack damage because we have an attack gem, so we will benefit from this. The gloves, yeah, well, you take at start every glove that gives you some nice resistance, dexterity, whatever. And later on we're swapping to Crypt Gloves. Why Crypt Gloves? Crypt Gloves gives up increased projectile attack damage. And you can throw Searing or Eater on this anyways, because it's an influenced item. Because it's Hunter influence. How to get Hunter influence? Well, you can pay big time money. Well, what's big time money? Not big time money, but you can pay like 2 or 3 or 4 divine at start. Or you're buying Crypt Gloves with any influence, going to the Hardy station and change the influence, which is cheaper and saves you some money. And after this, you're throwing Deepening a Sense of Sorrow on it. Why? You know, you're getting flat dex and you want to hit flat dex and percentage dexterity. There are 3 tiers, so check on what is the name, Craft of Exile, which level your gloves have to be to hit all the mods you want. After you hit dexterity percentage plus flat dexterity, you want some nice increased attack speed, because increased attack speed scales insane with this build. So you're checking, do you have a 3rd suffix? If yes, and you got the balls, you're using an annulment and you get rid of the 3rd suffix, or you're deleting something else and you can start over again. But if you make it and you have only dexterity and dex percentage as suffix, you going to the crafting bench saying suffix cannot be changed, going to the hoarding station and reforge speed modifier, because there's only one speed modifier, that's attack speed, exactly. So we have in dex, increased dex and attack speed. After that you throw on suffix cannot be changed again and using a wheeled chaos orb. So after this you use the wheeled chaos orb, you're going to your crafting bench and craft a block. A block means crafting something on it that can't show up in the with the unwheeling. We don't want mana, so craft with a normal crafting bench. Mana on it, the lowest one, the cheapest one. Go to Yun and unwheel. The number 1 choice here is physical damage converted to cold damage. Can go up to 35%. You also can take maximum life and then go to your normal crafting bench and put physical damage convert to cold damage if you got that already. If not, ask someone else or go to TFT and use this. But this is how you want to make your gloves. if you feel lucky, throw an Exile on it and see which 6 stat you get. Maybe it's something nice. The next thing is Skyrakam's Flight Stealth Booth. These are nice, because we are immune to Burning Crown, Shock Crown and Shield Crown. We're having flat decks, and per 10 decks we're getting 2 maximum life. Also 30% movement speed. You want the damage penetrates 10% elemental resistance if you haven't killed recently, and our Siege Ballista is killed, so we don't kill anyways. And this is the second best option for damage. There's another one, a synthesized base with 5 or 6% dexterity implicit, and you can roll Deepening a Sense of Sorrow again, blah 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 blah. You know how to do it now. But if you need more HP, take this. This is the number one. Then the Astramental's Onyx Amulet is our first choice for amulets at start. You want as many attributes as you can get, and Whisper of Doom, you want that later when you can afford a second curse, because we're going with elemental weakness and Sniper's Mark, which both technically count as curse. Even one is a mark. But before you don't even have this, you can go with flat dexterity, for example, or HP if you need more, or mana reservation, whatever. And later on you can craft yourself a nice amulet. I was too lazy to import it, or better to make one. It's with increased dexterity, increased attributes, 1 damage per 15 dex, and maybe some crit multiplier, whatever. Well, you will find them on PvE Ninja if you check the highest DPS, whatever. Then we're going with the rings. At start, you just choose any rings which gives you resistance and dexterity. Later on, you can buy synthesized rings with 6% increased dexterity, 7 if you put the catalysts on it. You want dexterity, well, we're crafting it again, our own, throwing Deepening a Sense of Sorrow on it. Now you're used to it. You want resistance, maybe all elemental resistance. After this you can do Suffix Cannot Be Changed, throw a Wield Chaos on it, going to the crafting bench, block mana, going to Yun Anvil and see what you get. Best is Maximum Life with Mana Regen or whatever. The other 2 stats you can choose what you want. Best to have 2 of them. Well, this was kind of the best option so far. I don't know if Mirror of Kalandra or Lake of Kalandra, whatever the name is, will stay. You can get such high dexterity and all attributes flat rings that those are better than the synthesized ones. Next one is a belt. You can go with the Quill Rain from start, but usually it's more expensive than this one, the synthesized belt, because it drops from Elder to clear Elder. It takes a while, so I think this is like 20 chaos. But make sure the implicit is T1. I think it's 13 or 12 to 15% dexterity. If you put catalysts on it, you're going up to 80% increased dexterity. We're going to craft the rest again, flat dexterity, and you want two resistance flat on this as high as possible. Check Craft of Exile, which level it has to be. After this you can do Suffix Cannot Be Changed, Real Chaos, you know. We're coming to this. I already told you, I already showed you every jewel you can use or want to use or have to use.